Alright, so today I want to talk about playing double strokes, specifically rebound strokes, so getting two strokes out of one, essentially, and just a few tips for executing those cleanly and learning them. So the first thing you want to do is make sure your hand is in the right place. It's very important that the balance is good. You find that fulcrum point. Fulcrum point is the point in which the stick is most efficiently played, and in turn can rebound the most effectively. A teacher once taught me many years ago a good way to find this, and that's holding the stick in the place where you can most easily do this type of thing, where I can bounce the stick off of that pivot with my hand, versus if I were far back here, I wouldn't be able to do it at all. And up front, I obviously can't do that either. So you find that balance point, and then you're in the ballpark of where that fulcrum point is. It's okay to go a little bit back or a little bit forward. Generally, I like to have about an inch or 2 inches or so behind my pinky. That's usually where the fulcrum point is for me. But depending on the size of your hand and the stick, it's different, so it's important to figure that out using that technique that I just showed you. Alright, so once you've got that figured out, and also once you can play single strokes, that's very important. You want to be able to play single strokes comfortably before you even begin executing double strokes, because that's an important foundation. So once you can play single strokes, you want to just start getting a sense of what it's like to bounce the stick. And when I say bounce the stick, just letting it freely bounce in between your hand. Now if you can see there, that's more than 2 hits, but I'm just getting a feel for what it is to bounce that stick, alright? Now once you can do that and you feel that, and that shouldn't take too long, you want to start having it bounce, only twice. So what I'm doing there is very similar to the technique before, where it was bouncing multiple times, but I'm catching it with my fingers beforehand, before it bounces again. And I'm sort of exaggerating here. I'm letting my fingers fly out, so you can see the in and out. That's not what we're eventually going to want. Eventually we're going to want all our fingers on the stick that'll look like this. So when we do doubles, eventually it'll look like this, where the fingers are on there. But if the fingers are coming off a little bit at the beginning and then they're coming back on, that's totally fine. You just want to know that you're working towards having all of your fingers on there. Okay? And so once you get that down with either hand, doing those singular double strokes, you want to expand upon that by doing double strokes back to back. So in a sense, creating what's called a 5-stroke roll. So if I do 2 double strokes and then a single stroke, that'll make a 5-stroke roll. Let me explain. So that's a 5-stroke roll because it's 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double strokes, right? So 5-stroke roll, right? Now, I just want to reiterate, again, this will take time. You will not be playing 5-stroke rolls like that at the beginning, but eventually, with enough practice, you will. And then once you get that 5-stroke roll down, add a double stroke to make it a 6-stroke roll or a 7-stroke roll. So for example, a 7-stroke roll, 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 7, and then adding and adding and adding until you can do the double stroke basically, for as long as you want. So at first, just play the doubles, because they're going to be hard, at whatever speed is comfortable. Don't worry about playing fast and slow. That is going to be important eventually, but you've got too much to deal with, and at first you just want to do those singular double strokes. And then the 5 strokes and so on. Make sure your hand is in the right place. If you start working like that, you'll be in good shape. Alright? Thanks.